ejpstudiospodcast on the Reddit Story series. In this video, we're diving into 3 wild dilemmas: a grieving girlfriend who put her boyfriend's puppy up for adoption, a roommate whose spider phobia goes way beyond reason, and a bride demanding her guest take off an engagement ring at the wedding. Heartbreak, fear, and jealousy. 3 conflicts that makes you scratch your head. Am I the a-hole for putting up for adoption the puppy my boyfriend gave me after my dog died? I, 28 female, have been with my boyfriend, 32 male, for about 3 years. We've been talking about moving in together, and up until recently, everything between us has been really good. A few weeks ago, my childhood dog passed away. His name was Todd, and he was a Belgian Malinois. He was 16, and I had him since I was a kid. He was actually a gift from my dad before he passed, so Todd meant a lot more to me than just a pet. Losing him was honestly one of the hardest things I've gone through. It was also pretty traumatic, and I've been grieving a lot. I've taken a step back from a lot of things in my life because I just haven't felt like myself. At the same time, I recently got accepted into a new job that I've been working toward for a long time, so I've also been trying to focus on that and get my life back on track. A few days ago, my boyfriend came over and surprised me with a puppy. She's a Belgian Malinois too, and she's beautiful. But instead of feeling happy, I was honestly really upset. I told him I wasn't ready for another dog, especially not so soon after losing Todd. It felt really overwhelming and a bit insensitive. I don't think getting another dog is something that fixes grief. He said he just wanted to cheer me up and thought it would help, but I tried to explain that it doesn't work like that and that I'm not in the right place emotionally or practically to take care of a puppy right now, especially with starting a new job. We argued about it and he ended up leaving. He didn't take the puppy with him. So now I'm in a position where I have a young, high-energy dog that I didn't ask for and don't feel capable of caring for properly right now, even if she's so sweet, because I ended up crying on the floor and she licked my face. I've been looking into finding her a good home where she can actually get the time, training, and attention she needs. It's just, I don't know if I'm ready to have another dog, now or ever, because the pain of losing them, it's just too much. My boyfriend thinks I'm being cold and says I'm giving away his gift, but I don't see it that way. I see it as making sure the puppy ends up somewhere she'll be properly cared for. Still, parts of me feels guilty. Like maybe I'm overreacting or not appreciating what he was trying to do. So, am I the a-hole? Quick update. He just called me and now he wants the puppy back. Apparently because I don't know how to appreciate gifts. The puppy is staying with me until I find a home for her. I won't give her to him. Not the a-hole. Give the dog back to your boyfriend. He can rehome her. It's not your responsibility. Completely insensitive of him to gift you a puppy. As much as I agree with the responsibility, I wouldn't trust the man who thought this was a good idea in the first place to find the puppy a proper home. Pets aren't presents. When my childhood dog passed, my friends gave me a gift card to the local humane society so that when I was ready, I could get a dog on my own terms. I love this idea. Unlike OP's boyfriend, your friends are considerate people. Am I the a-hole for not believing my roommate's phobia? Okay, disclaimer up front. I understand the seriousness of phobias. I myself have been in therapy for an irrational fear of vomiting that used to be debilitating, but this is just insane. So I, 21 female, have 2 roommates. My one roommate, 20 female, is scared of spiders. She claims that she has arachnophobia, and I'm not a fan of spiders myself. But it's the way she goes about it that's kind of insane. Like the other day, I was talking about how my boyfriend and I got sushi, and I said something about a spider roll, and she actually screamed and said I could only use the word arachnid, not spider, around her. Another time, someone said spider and she immediately covered her ears and started whimpering. My other roommate has much more patience for this than I do, and one day when we were coming home, there was a spider underneath our open stairs. Mind you, we live in an apartment complex with lots of trees and plants around. And this is not our first encounter with spiders on the stairs, but this time she screams and refuses to walk up the stairs. My other roommate blocks off the spider so she can walk up, but she still won't do it. My other roommate then goes and gets the Lysol to kill the spider. I literally watch the spider shrivel up and fall off the stairs and she still won't go up. After about 15 minutes of trying to convince her it's okay, my other roommate has to head out and I just go up the stairs because I had to submit some work stuff before the end of the day. She ends up standing at the end of the stairs for an hour before going up, and then eventually comes into the apartment and starts berating me about how she needs me to support her and her phobia, and I was being unsupportive. I understand phobias are real and create significant mental blocks for people, but after her screaming at the mention of the word spider, I'm starting to think she's just afraid of spiders and maybe overreacting. Am I the a-hole, or is arachnophobia really that serious? Okay, I was fully prepared to call you an a-hole. There's a huge difference between being scared of something and having a full-on phobia. But screaming because the word spider is in the name of something, but being okay with a different name for spider? BS, not the a-hole. That's what I'm saying. I know how intense phobias are, but I just felt like the screaming was excessive. But I don't know, maybe it's different for everyone? Not the a-hole. I know a few people with arachnophobia. One gets a physical vomit reaction when they see them but can talk about them fine. One got bit by one. It was in a costume she put on and was harmless. She had a panic attack but used her coping/breathing techniques to pull herself together and she went right on stage. Screaming and demanding people be a support for an hour after it's dead and gone is ridiculous attention-seeking behavior. She needs to take accountability for her phobia and stop putting the onus on everyone else to calm her down. Mental health issues can be a reason for behavior, but not an excuse. Quote unquote, mental health issues can be a reason for behavior, but not an excuse. Exactly this. Saying this as someone with a fully irrationally manifesting phobia of sharks myself, it is okay to have the fear manifest in ways that do not necessarily make sense in any kind of internally consistent way. However, it is not the responsibility of anyone else to manage that fear of those reactions for you. That is not only unreasonable, it is unhealthy. Spiders exist in the world. That is reality. So she needs to learn coping behavior strategies to exist in the world and when she is confronted by their existence. It is not fair to expect, let alone blame, other people who do not share her fear to then entirely amend their behaviors for her. Like not calling a spider roll by its name, and not accept support if it doesn't align with her limited definition of what that means? Not the a-hole. I know someone with a shark phobia who avoids the sea or deep swimming pools and is even upset by the Jaws music. When they visit, I'm discreet and reassuring, even taking down shark art from the wall to avoid embarrassment. Shouting and screaming about phobia seems attention-seeking, as most people with phobias prefer not to talk about them. People are not wrong for having medical or mental issues, but are wrong for knowing they have issues and not doing anything reasonable to manage them, instead forcing others to do it for them. OP, edit. Okay, thank you everyone for sharing about your experiences with arachnophobia. I'm starting to understand her reactions more, but I'm still not sure that I'm at fault for staying at the stairs with her. Thank you for helping me understand. Am I the a-hole for refusing to take off my engagement ring during a wedding? I'm meant to be attending the wedding of Tilly and Peter next month. They are friends of my fiance, and we have hung out plenty of times over the past few years. They got engaged around 18 months ago, and we got engaged 3 months ago. My engagement ring stone is a light blue sapphire. In photographs, however, it looks a lot darker, which is relevant. We met up with Tilly and Peter last weekend, which incidentally was the first time seeing them in person since we got engaged. When they asked to see the ring, Tilly noted that it was much lighter than the photos we'd shared. Peter agreed, and a little while later, after the conversation had turned to something else, Tilly asked if we remembered that the bridesmaid's dress color was a very pale blue. My fiancé is a groomsman, so he knew this, as he is wearing a matching tie. Peter said that they were hoping that only the wedding party was going to wear that color, which was included on the invites. He said that having a ring in that shade was no excuse to be breaking the rules. This was said humorously, so my fiancé and I both laughed, and I assured them that I'm most likely wearing something darker and not blue anyway. Tilly then said that Peter was talking around the issue and that I wouldn't be able to wear my engagement ring at their wedding because it was too close to their shade of blue. She said she'd already had to make sure a family member wasn't going to wear a necklace with similar gemstones for the same reason. A discussion ensued, as both my partner and I said that it seemed quite strong to be asking me to not wear my ring, Outside of sleeping and bathing, I've barely taken it off since the proposal. Tilly and Peter were insistent that I would be creating drama by wearing it, and if anything, it suggested I was trying to steal focus away from them and the wedding party. I made it clear that I had zero intention of doing that, but also that the ring was not going to retract from a bride and groom at the end of the aisle. At one point, my partner was even accused of proposing to me as a way of taking more attention from them during their wedding timeline. We got engaged on our 7-year anniversary during the middle of a once-in-a-lifetime holiday, so I'm sure it was not just to detract from his friends getting married. We left it at a stalemate, and anticipate that either just me or both of us will be de-invited, which is no issue to me at this stage. I do want to know if I am the a-hole though, especially for my fiancé and Peter. They've been friends for over a decade, and it would hurt him if he misses his friend getting married over something so trivial. You must wear colored contacts to cover your blue eyes, no exceptions. Did you notice the hint of jealousy when Peter mentioned how OP got engaged? OP, you are never the a-hole. The bride-to-be is a bride from hell. I wouldn't go. Instead, I would take my wife-to-be on an amazing trip, taking loads of pictures and posting them at the time of the wedding. But I'm petty. Not the a-hole. No one is going to be looking at your fingers during a wedding. If they're willing to uninvite you both because you won't take off an engagement ring, the friendship is already lost. I can't imagine even thinking about this, much less making enough of a fuss to demand you take it off. What an a-hole bride. Goodness, I hope no one with blue eyes attend. Not the a-hole. Worrying about something as small as a ring is ridiculous. I've realized that advice or gestures, even when well-intentioned, don't always ease my struggles. Sometimes they heighten stress. Empathy helps bridge understanding, but boundaries protect both sides, ensuring respect and preventing conflict. I've also confronted jealousy in myself, learning that control damages relationships, while give and take without keeping score builds healthier bonds. Across these stories, the value of self-respect stands out. Relying on myself first creates balance, clarity, and strength. With a clear mind and heart, I can support others without losing my own foundations, turning compassion into something sustainable and empowering for everyone involved. A grieving partner overwhelmed by a gifted puppy, a roommate's extreme spider phobia, and a bride demanding a guest remove her engagement ring all highlight how personal struggles spill into shared spaces. Each story unfolds in everyday settings, homes, friendships, and weddings, where emotions run high and expectations clash. They remind us that grief, fear, and jealousy are not isolated experiences but ripple through relationships, schools, workplaces, and communities. By reflecting on them, we can see how empathy, boundaries, and communication shape healthier environments. This means respecting others' limits while not imposing unreasonable demands, balancing care with honesty, and learning when to step back or speak up. Synthesizing these lessons, the bigger picture is clear. Sustainable relationships depend on compassion paired with accountability, ensuring that support doesn't become pressure and individuality doesn't fracture community.